Hey, how's it going, Panthers fans? Welcome back to the Fifth Line 5-Hour Florida Panthers pregame show presented by the 5 Region Sports Network. As always, I'm Alex Baumgartner. Today, I'm joined by Manny Chang and David Eversole from the 5 Region Sports Network. We have Game 6 just about an hour and 10 minutes away until puck drop in Tampa. The Florida Panthers are currently down in the series 3-2 to the Tampa Bay Lightning. As we saw 2 nights ago at the BB&T Center, the Panthers had a spectacular performance in that 4-1 win. And it was a series elimination game. And Spencer Knight, the 20-year-old goalie, had, I believe, 36 saves on 37 shots. He left the first one in, not his fault. Other than that, Knight stood on his head, and now we have a Game 6. And, you're playing the defending Stanley Cup champions once again. So, David, Manny, how are you feeling about tonight?
Oh. I think I feel better than Manny does.
I mean, just me, because I've been part of the radio broadcast team, especially here at the arena for the last 6 years, man. And besides one season where you made the playoffs last year, I don't consider that. It's like me and Doug kind of said, it just felt like, hey, I was just happy to have sports back per se, right? And then obviously that first game against the Lightning, you lose 5-0, and then obviously the whole series against the Islanders, we know what happened. But listen, if there's any coach you want behind the bench in any situation like this, it's Coach Q. We saw the other night how this team came out ready, though. That's the one thing that I love about it, is that you've already had one game that you could have been eliminated, and you didn't. You fought, you battled, you clawed your way out, and you won. Okay, what's the difference tonight? You're not at home. You're on the road. Those same mistakes that happened in Game 4, I mean, it just comes down to, can you just be disciplined when you need to, and can you take advantage when the opportunities present themselves? And that's Barkov, Huberdeau, Uyghur. I'm not gonna put this on Knight. Knight already has his role. He already fits in to what needs to be done. I think I read a tweet the other night that this is probably his 7th or 8th game of elimination throughout his career in college and playing upstates per se and whatnot. So it all comes down to, can you do it one again? And I feel like you can. You got to stay away from those stupid penalties, man.
Yeah, they need to start out fast, too. I think the first 5-10 minutes are going to be really crucial, because I expect Tampa to come out salty.
And also, David, before I cut you off, I'm sorry, score first.
Yeah.
Have to score first.
Yeah, I think so. We can't be on our heels. We played definitely better with the lead, especially defensively. Knight's shown that he's very cool in the big moment, obviously, coming in Game 5, doing what he did as a rookie, starting his first playoff game, was phenomenal. We talked about Joel Quenneville during the season, the adjustments he's made, not only within games, but also from game to game, particularly managing the goaltending situation. And I think right now, as with any successful playoff run, you ride the hot hand. The team responded to Knight's appearance in Game 5, obviously, on both ends of the ice. And I expect the same in Game 6. I expect maybe a little bit more of a feeling out, per se, in the first few minutes. Just let kind of the game settle in without taking any big chances, maybe being a little bit more cautious with the puck early. Just get the puck in the zone, play smart hockey for a few shifts, let the crowd kind of die down a little bit, because they're going to be fired up early in Tampa. This is a huge game, obviously, for both teams, but Tampa, after Game 5, I expect them to come out swinging. And I just want the Panthers, like you said, man, not to take stupid penalties early, not to leave Knight out to dry. Give them a clear crease in front of them, in front of the goal, and push them around a little bit. We've seen these teams obviously don't like each other, so maybe a little bit more chippiness, physical, some more in the neutral zone as far as things, just slowing down their forward attack especially. We can't let them have any speed through the neutral zone into the offensive zone by turning the puck over. Yandel and everybody else on the blue line has to just make the right play. Play simple, clean hockey.
Be a scratch tonight.
Yandel's out? Okay.
Hasn't been confirmed, but per everything that we've seen with the people in Tampa right now, it looks like Nudavara is probably going to get in the lineup, and that calls for Yandel to be scratched tonight. Obviously,
can we scratch them both?
So that's
what I was about to say, because his performance in Tampa has been just absolutely bad.
He's been worse than Yandel, I think. Honestly.
He's been worse than Yandel, but
in front of his net, he has had multiple defensive lapse in judgment, which led to multiple goals scored by the Tampa Bay Lightning, and that is why he was scratched for Game 5. Now, the thing, I have more confidence in Nudavara sticking to the game he played towards the end of the regular season. Him and Montour were working well, and then games 3 and 4 in the playoffs, it didn't look good at all for him. But it should be Nudavara tonight, but nothing's been confirmed yet.
Yeah, I just think on the blue line, they just got to communicate really well, stay in their lanes, don't let the forwards push the pace too much. And on the power play, I don't want to see anything going the other way. If we get the power play opportunities, like you said, we got to cash in. The power play hasn't really been that dynamic in this series. I'm expecting Huberdeau and Barkov to kind of get that together a little bit. I'm looking for at least one goal with the extra man. Huberdeau has been great. He's leading the NHL in playoff points so far with 10. He's been up and down a little bit early in the series. He had a couple of games where he struggled, but the last game he was all over the ice. And even though the score wasn't high, those guys were everywhere on the top two lines. So I'm curious to see some of those other guys like Vetrano, Hornquist, some of the second and third line guys make an impact because they're going to. Yeah, Verhaeghe, who's been quiet. After he flashed in the first game, he's been kind of quiet.
He's definitely had some struggles this series. If you watch closely, every time he enters the zone, he holds onto the puck a little bit too long at the line.
Very, very
multiple transitions the other way by Tampa. Tonight's not the night to do that. You got to get the pucks in deep.
Yeah, he's been the Bam Adebayo of hesitation a little bit.
Yeah, and then just one more thing, right? I guess, well, I think David he kind of gave a great comparison. While Bam should be driving on, towards the net and like instead of looking to pass it, Huberdeau has to be able to do the same thing on the power play. Yep. If the angle is there and the shot is there, I understand you want to be that extra man with the pass, man, but go ahead and shoot it. Okay. Listen, I would rather you shoot at the net on a power play than you try to pass it to give it to somebody else who misses the shot. And as David, said, goes back the other way if it becomes a 2-on-1 or whatnot for the Lightning. Just shoot the puck at the net. Okay. It's quite clear that Vasilevsky, in my eyes, has had one great game so far in this entire series. And it had to be the game where he was just absolutely like amazing in the first 5 minutes of game 4. And then obviously, as we know, everything just wet the bed, after the Panthers made those bad turnovers per se and whatnot. So it's all about just shoot the puck at the net, create those extra chances on there. And I'm looking forward to seeing Duclair back because he looked really good last game. I think he's finally getting his stride back. And maybe, listen, if Verhaeghe gets a shot on goal, a clear-cut chance, that might open up his options as well. But this team cannot just decide to keep passing. You got to shoot. You're on the road. You got to help out your young goaltender, right? I mean, how much more do you want out of the guy? I mean, the guy, he's not even 21 yet, and here we are, or here I am. I feel more confident than ever in net. My issues are, can you score tonight? Can you get the lead? That's the thing that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, we've seen all different kinds of games in this series, whether it's your high-scoring games or your more traditional lower-scoring contests. So this game might fall somewhere in the middle. I think Tampa at home is obviously going to push the pace. They're going to want to come out with a lot of energy. And I think for Florida, it's just surviving those first few minutes, keeping the score down, getting on the board first would obviously be huge. I don't think it's a game killer either way. But let Knight settle into the game. Let him see a few shots and get his feet underneath him because there could be a little bit of a letdown after a huge game 5. Can he do it again on the road in game 6 in another elimination game? We saw that he has the medal in game 5, but obviously this is another unproven situation and time for him to step up again. But I think for Florida right now, they have the momentum, which you couldn't really say that earlier in the series. So the thing about Quenneville, I think right now he's just got to keep the team focused early and really just put the guys in a position to succeed. So what are your keys to the game, guys? What's the one thing you're looking for?
I think as good as Barkov has looked in certain parts of the game, it's more flashy for me. It's off and on. I think this is the game where Alexander Barkov has to take that role. As we've been talking about the Miami Heat, we want Bam to be aggressive. Barkov is the best player on the Panthers. If he drives the net, no one's stopping him. And Vasilevsky has given up lots of rebounds, lots of second chance scoring opportunities in this series, specifically in game 5. I need guys in front of the net offensively. I need the big boys to drive the net, to get pucks to the net, and you got to clean up the rebounds. You got to get those second chance shots on Vasilevsky. Defensively, stay out of the box and don't play with the puck too much, because Tampa will catch you in transition and they will make you pay. You have a 20-year-old goalie in net, and as good as he looked last game, you never know. He's still a kid. He's younger than me, and I can tell you right now, if I was in net, I'd be scared myself. So those are my keys for the game.
I'm only going to say one thing. Score 5-on-5.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you score 5-on-5, I think everything else kind of blends in. Obviously, I don't want to take penalties. I mean, this is mainly for Ratko and for mainly Ratko, because I can kind of see where he loves to stick his nose sometimes. And even Frank, who just takes player sticks and starts skating away to like center ice. I'm like, it's just those things that I'm like, okay, please don't call a penalty on that. But just win 5-on-5, like you've been doing the whole series, basically. Mm-hmm. It's, so you win 5-on-5, but you actually score. I think that puts so much more pressure on Tampa, because then they have to be the aggressors. Not to mention they're going to be out there trying to make the Panthers, react to just dumb stuff. And once they get on the power play, then that's when we got to cross our fingers and let's hope that these guys don't actually wake up again. Go, start scoring goals galore on their own power play. But you win that 5-on-5 tonight for at least more than half the game. I think that right there should open everything up, man. Because to me, the confidence right now in net couldn't be more higher in that locker room. I mean, if I feel as confident, I can just imagine how Barkov and Huberdeau are tonight, right? I mean, these are guys that have been on this team, they've been in this franchise, they've seen the lows of the lows, and now here comes the high. And you got Coach Q behind you telling you, hey, just believe. Do what we tell you. Do what you've been doing all season, and everything else will take care of itself. So
yeah, and don't take the bait from Tampa either. You can't anything after the whistle. You can't get that. You can't be the guy who has the second shot that gets the penalty called on them. They're going to try to push your buttons. They're going to pull the same stuff they've been pulling every game. And in a series that's so close and teams that are evenly matched like this, is going to be the little things. Win the battles on the boards. Things like that. Just stay physical. Puck possession. Just keep the puck in the offensive zone. Maintain that through a whole shift and just sort of wear them down as the game goes on. Because I think Tampa wants to kind of get under the Panthers' skin a little bit and make them beat themselves. So if Florida just plays smart, obviously they've shown they can match up with the Lightning. It's just when they've gotten pulled into the extracurricular stuff, that's when they've tended to struggle, whether it's giving up shorthanded chances or just taking penalties themselves and giving up goals in the power play. So just play clean and play smart, and you got a chance to win. I think Spencer Knight is going to be tested a lot early, and I think if he weathers that initial wave the first 10 minutes or so, and he settles in, I think he's poised for another big game.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about how Spencer Knight's played in big games this season alone. During the World Juniors, he played against probably the best Team Canada team since that lockout year when they had Sidney Crosby, Patrice Bergeron, I think maybe Getzlaf was on the team. That team was stacked. This was the best Team Canada team since then. I think they had 20 first-round picks. Spencer Knight shut them out in the gold medal game, didn't allow them any breathing room, and they couldn't generate any offense. So I think he's played in big games. Obviously, 2 gold medal games in the World Juniors, once at 17, once at 19, got a gold medal. He's played in big games in the NCAA, but this is also the Stanley Cup playoffs. He did it last game in front of the BB&T Center crowd, which was absolutely loving it. Every time he made a save, you heard a Spencer Knight cheer. There's a huge incentive for the Panthers to win tonight, not just because they got to live to fight on another day. This will be the first time ever that any of these players get to play a Game 7 at home in front of the Florida Panthers crowd. It's not been done before. And when we talked about Huberdeau, we talked about Barkov being on this team for so long. They want this more than anyone, I think. What do you think, David?
Yeah, I think they can't let the emotions get the best of them, but I agree. They're very close to evening this series up and going back to 7. So I'm going to hop on in a minute, but I'm going to give my prediction for tonight. I think the Panthers win a little bit more of a low-scoring game. I'm going to have them at 3-2.
I got them at 2-1.
You want my
by the way, NHL Network was just showing the percentages that the Lightning have been on the power play in this series, close to 50%.
Yeah.
More than half of their goals have been on the power play.
Florida's outplayed them the whole series.
Do we need to say anything more on how to win this game? Stay out of the box and keep playing your best 5-on-5. And when you have a power play, score goals.
Got to cash in.
Cash in.
Do you want my unbiased opinion or you want my biased opinion? Biased opinion. I see Florida taking it 4-2 with an empty netter.
Okay.
Unbiased opinion. Right. I see Tampa winning it at home, defending Stanley Cup champions.
Ouch. That's my cue.
But honestly, the Panthers could win this game, but you got to stay out of the box. You got to capitalize on those opportunities, and you can't make dumb mistakes. You got to clear the front of the net, then you'll win the game. But Game 6 in front of Tampa, as much as I want the Panthers to win, it's going to be a very tough game. And obviously, if I was betting, I'd still bet on the Panthers because that's what I do. But it's going to be a close one tonight.
Yeah, can't wait.
Nervous.
Yeah, exactly. Well, hang in there, fellas.
All right.
We'll catch back up after the game. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Thanks, David.
David.
Maybe wrap it up now?
Yeah, we'll just wrap it up. I mean, obviously, if worst comes to worst, I'm not trying to be negative, but if the season ends, we'll probably do a post game later on. Let me just get the hell out of here before we do that. But if we win, to have a Game 7 here would be an unbelievable feeling. I've never been a part of that. That's something that only one man in this entire building has actually planned in one, and that's Bill Lindsay. So, I mean, you know what? Let's listen. Things, as they say, records are made to be broken. Well, at some point, some way, man, the Florida Panthers' luck just has to bounce. And so, hopefully, it's tonight, man, because I'm not ready to go home.
Hey, I'm telling you, I've dreamed about going to a Game 7 in a playoff game. I'd love to do it. So, if the Panthers can win tonight, I wouldn't be surprised if the BB&T Center says, you know what, 19,000. Let's just get that home ice advantage. But with that being said, we are less than an hour away until puck drop. Make sure you subscribe to the Fire Region Sports Network and hit the post notification so you see all of our pregame, postgame shows for all of the different sports. The Heat play tomorrow too. Let's hope. Well, we'll talk about the Heat later. Make sure you check out our store. You can find the Cardiac Cat shirt. You're gonna need it, as I say every game, and you're gonna need it tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at 5thline5R. All of our game updates are there, and make sure you follow the Fire Region Sports Network on Twitter as well. Thank you so much for watching. Go Panthers.